And we're back, and I'm here with Emma Kubert, so I've learned. She's here because she was part of an all-female cast of artists who got to do these really cool artist cards inside of the collector's edition Blu-ray of The Dark Phoenix, right?
Yes.
And how was that experience?
Yeah, we each got to do 2 artist cards, and then together they put it together to make like one big poster. But like the cool thing about it, like that really intrigued me and made me want to do it was that they were really looking for up-and-coming female comic book artists for this project, and that just made me really excited because, one, I'm an up-and-coming female comic book artist, but 2 is that there's like there's a project that's promoting new people that are coming into the industry, and that's like a really big thing about the comic industry is that it's really, really difficult to break in. So to have like a big company like that have that promotion to bring new voices into the scene is awesome. And the fact that it's female empowerment, even more awesome.
Yes, it's right up my street if you guys have ever watched this channel. And I guess, you know, you hear a lot about women in comics and how it's kind of a struggle in comics. So has your experience been that at all? Do you feel like you've been affected? Or, you know, you're younger, so you're just getting into it. So it's come a long way, allegedly. I don't work in the business, but I've been told.
It has come a long way, but there's definitely more that can be done. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed was that I would like to see more female comic book artists and writers work on male titles, like Avengers, Justice League.
And so you make a really good point that not a lot of female creators work on traditionally male titles, even though we're seeing more, I guess, female writers crop up in what you would call, I guess, like mainstream comics, you know. But what do you think, or do you think there are things that the male counterparts in the business can do to help promote that?
Well, I mean, I would say a lot of writers and artists, they can, like, on social media promote others, but I don't think they want other people taking their jobs away from them.
Right, yeah. No, I guess I mean...
But it is more about, like, the people at the companies looking at other artists and just really broadening their horizons and choosing different people other than, like, the same people over and over again. But honestly, I think it's just about bringing new people into it because that's how it cycles, you know. That's how you keep an industry alive, is bringing new people and new interests in there. And that's kind of how I see it going, is that we're in this movement, this feminism, LGBTQ,
racial first.
Yes. But this kind of like social movement that's happening nowadays, and the industries just should go with it. And they are. It's just, I'm faster. I want it faster.
Yeah. So you mentioned Inkblot, which is coming out through Image Comics.
Yes.
When is that supposed to debut?
It should be out April or May 2020.
Coming up, exciting.
Yes. And it will be a comic series, fantasy. So people who like Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, all of that kind of stuff, even Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which I grew up on and I loved it so much. It's a fun adventure. You follow this little black cat that's an Inkblot on the page through different realms. It can weave in and out through different realms, and you're just following it, meeting new characters, going on new adventures, and hopefully if we get this comic series rolling and people like it a lot, you'll see that all of these stories eventually come together and combine.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What is happening? I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
I'm gonna turn my own phone off for my own interview. I'm going through it today, y'all. Well, that sounds amazing, and I'm really excited to see it. So April or May?
April or May. I mean, just look for it in the catalogs. And it's very cool the way that we did it. And it's only me and my boyfriend / creator, Rusty Ladd. We are both writing it. I pencil it, he inks it, I color it, and him and I are lettering it.
Okay, very
so
cool.
It's a very collaborative effort, and it's great because we share the same studio and he sits right behind me.
Yeah.
But I personally didn't grow up loving comics. I wasn't into it actually until I was like 19 or 20 years old. I was more into like animation, I was more into book illustrations. So I would say that's like a huge part of me, is that I'm not just a comic book artist. I like a lot of different kinds of styles and a lot of different kinds of mediums in the art.
Yeah, which is amazing. I think you can definitely see that when you look at your art. Again, I'm a novice. Like, let me reaffirm that. But I think that there's definitely something that doesn't scream comics, and I think that's really refreshing, because sometimes you see, especially when you go to cons and stuff, you see a lot of like, oh, that person's a comic book artist, and there's nothing the matter with that. Beautiful art still, but I think there's something almost fanciful about your art, which is really lovely, you know?
I mean, that's basically what I like. Like, I grew up not just on comics, but all of like the fandom type things, like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that kind of fanciful stuff. So adding that to the comic like superhero style really just creates it for myself and makes it me.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Well, I'm really, really excited to see it. We will definitely be picking it up to read on this channel. Do you have any advice to young artists? Because I think this is a more difficult field than people even realize. They see the finished art and they don't know how much work goes into it, and they don't know like the criticism behind the scenes, and they also don't know like how many hours you're putting in. You were like, my studio's in my house and I'm in my sweatpants, and people are like, oh, that sounds great. Like, no, like sometimes like working for yourself or like in your own space, you don't get to like clock in and clock out.
Yeah,
you know?
It's very tough. You have to kind of you have to set your own hours, you have to set your own life basically, and how everything works, and there's not just one way into the industry, there's so many different ways. But what I said, my dad would give me advice and just say, like, when you give up, that's when it's over, so don't give up. And it's very simple, and it's true. It's that if you don't give up, it'll eventually happen. You just have to keep working and keep honing your craft. And then another thing that my grandpa would say is that, you know, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
What about any of the other things you have going on, like where can people find you on social media, your website?
On social media, everything says Emma Kubert. So you can literally look that up on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and then Facebook, it's Art of Emma Kubert, same thing. And my website is www.emmakubert.com.
Shocking. Great, that's great. And anything else coming over the horizon for you that people should be aware of?
Well, I just recently finished a really small, I finished a DC Superhero Girls 10-page story, and it's done in that style, and that was really fun to work on. But I also just finished a small 5-page story for Teen Titans Go. It's like Teen Titans Go to Camp, I think, but it's done in my own style.
Cool.
And that was such an awesome thing to do because I love Teen Titans Go. Like, I think it's the silliest thing. But I got to draw it in my own way, which was so fun to do because those characters are so wacky. But I don't know, I got to do it my own way, and it was so cool.
Yeah, that's Jinx. And also that is really cool. That's awesome. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yes.
And yeah, you won't want to miss it. And Inkblot coming out soon.
Yes, please.
And don't forget, those artist cards can be found in the X-Men Dark Phoenix 4K Ultra HD at Walmart. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.